Next in our 7 fundamentals, we've already talked about grip and stance. We're going to talk about sight alignment, and then we're going to talk about sight picture. Sight alignment is nothing more than the physical relationship, this mechanical thing between the front sight and the rear sight of your pistol. Right? We're not talking about optics or dots or anything like that right now. We're talking just about the irons, the relationship between the front and the rear. And I've created a handy dandy graphic here for you to help you figure what I'm talking about. So as we're looking at it, this is proper sight alignment. This back part here is my rear sight. And you think about that as a window, right? You don't look at a window, you look through the window. So you're looking through the window, and that is the object that you're going to be staring at right here, and that's your front sight. And so you can kind of put it in your head as you're using your iron sights. Here's my rear, here's my front. I want even height, right? I want the back to be even with the front. I don't want this one higher or this one higher, because that'll change the drop or the rise of the bullet. I want them even height, and I want even light. So the spacing on the side, you want that to be the same. If you have it to where this is more this way, then you're going to pitch around in that direction. If you have it more that way, it's going to pitch around in that direction. So you want it even height, even light. That's your physical sight alignment. That's a proper sight alignment right there. That takes us to the fourth of the 7 fundamentals, and that's sight picture, right? And sight picture is the relationship of my eyeball, that sight system, and my target, right? So I want those things lined up correctly. So as I'm taking my sights, and I've got that same arrangement of front sight, rear sight, what I'm going to do is take that even height, even light, and I'm going to place what I want to shoot right on the tip of that, right on the tip of that front sight. That's lining my sights up correctly. And we take all of those things, sight alignment and sight picture, and we'll compress it into one thing. We'll just call it sight reference, right? And so that kind of leads into optics. You can't really talk about sights without discussing red dots and these dot systems that have come about, and they're great. The advantage of the dot system is that it's a single focal plane, right? With this, I've got 3 focal planes I've got to worry about. One here, and then wherever my target is down here. Think prehistoric time frame. If I was confronted with a saber-toothed tiger and I had a massive stick in my hand and a tiger's coming at me and I'm going to attack the tiger, I'm not going to focus on the stick as I strike the tiger with it. I'm going to be focusing on the tiger because that's the threat. All right, well, that's what goes on with the pistol. People will tell you, focus on the front sight, blur the rear, blur the target, focus on the front sight, and engage like that, right? With a dot system, you don't have to worry about that. With a dot system, I can stay threat focused, I can stay looking at the threat, and all I've got to do is put the dot on it, pull the trigger, and it'll hit it every time, assuming you've sighted in your optic properly. So that's a single focal plane, right? I've got one thing I'm focusing on, and that's the threat. Lay the dot on it, go to town. So that's sight alignment, sight picture, and those things are critical to hitting, right? So we got grip, that's critical to hitting. Sight reference, that's critical to hitting. And then the next thing we're going to talk about is trigger control, and this is absolutely critical to hitting.